Hi, everyone. Welcome to Conversations with Catherine. Thank you so much for joining me. I am so happy to have three of my favorite ladies who have joined forces to create something pretty fabulous. So let me start by introducing them. Angela Zdrale is with me. Affy Maita is with me, and she's also known on social media as Affy like Taffy, just so you know. And Lisa Moore also is joining me, and they are the founders of the Power of Three Consulting. So good to see you, ladies.
Thank
Hello.
you for having
Hi.
us. It's so nice
Thank
to
you for
see
having
you.
us.
Well, I miss you.
Oh, we miss you.
Miss you too.
Oh,
And I'm really, really excited for you three because, as I said, you're three of my favorite ladies. And to have you working together doing something so wonderful it just makes me very happy. So, let me just start by telling everybody that you met as colleagues in the fashion industry 4 years ago and became fast friends, which says a lot about you. You've taken this COVID opportunity that we've been given because we're trying to stay positive to pivot and start a business together, which is so exciting. It's called the Power of Three Consulting. It's a wardrobe consulting company. Love the name, by the way. Anything that has power and women in it, love it. Tell me a little bit about how this works because it's very customized, right?
definitely. So, the Power of Three Consulting, the name really says it all. The three of us combined are your dream team for your wardrobe. The three of us have known each other for 4 years collectively, but we have decades of experience in the fashion and retail and business world. And so we have come together. I have a very strong retail background. Affy is the stylist of our group, and Lisa, of course, is a beautiful stylist and makeup artist. And so together, the three of us really combine to be the Power of Three. And we specialize in the closet clean out process. So we are the ones to get in dirty, roll up our sleeves, help you purge, get through items that you've been sitting on that maybe you either don't know how to wear, you love it, but you just never wear it. Maybe the items that just really need to go, or maybe just some advice on how to update items that you really love, but maybe it's time to give them a new spin. So we're there in the closet. We also include makeup. So as much as you have to organize your clothing and your accessories and your shoes and your jewelry, you also can't neglect your beauty products. And so we really are full service in that way. We also have a styling element where we leave our clients with a digital lookbook. So we actually go in and sort of make a boutique out of their closet. So that when we leave, we are still with our clients and helping them get dressed every day, so that getting dressed can be easy and fun. And that's really the tip of the iceberg. So we start with the closet clean out, the styling, and the beauty services, but really every client is unique. All of their needs, we are here as lovers of fashion and passionate about our customers to make them feel their best. And we are the Power of Three, and we're so excited because we were colleagues, and now we're friends, and now we're lucky enough to call each other business partners.
It's so wonderful because, you mentioned that you all have so much experience, which I'll go into a little bit later, but, you're bringing all of this collective experience with you. You're able to update and transform various clients, from top to bottom, inside and out. So it's wonderful that you are cultivating your individual talents and putting this together. Is this something you've wanted to do for a while, to work together in this way, to take your individual talents and put them into something special like this?
So, I think we can say yes and no. Timing is everything for the three of us to have come together. And like you said, we have to look at, this year as the opportunity for us to slow down and maybe reprioritize and figure out what it is we really want to do. But on the flip side, no, because we all had our careers, and we were all going in these directions that we didn't feel like we're, ever going to stop for any reason, or that we would ever have to reevaluate. But here we are, at the end of 2020, having to pivot. And, a long time ago, actually, the story of how we came to be is somewhat of that answer too, because a friend of mine reached out to me as I was without a job. Things happen. I was let go from my job as a result of COVID. And I had a friend reach out to me and ask how I was doing, first of all, which was so nice. And secondly, if I had ever thought about doing, consulting business and helping with closet cleanouts or the wardrobe consulting and the styling. And I actually had years ago, but timing is everything. I was a retail manager going a million miles an hour, and never had that time to really do something on my own. And so it sort of sparked this fire that I had had years ago. And since I had worked with Affy and Lisa, I missed them terribly. We weren't working together anymore. And, within the same hour that I had the idea, I was texting both of them. And I immediately thought, I don't want to do this alone. I need Affy and Lisa. I need the power of three, so that we can do this together. And so, the rest is somewhat short history. On a Zoom, just like this. I told them my crazy idea. And before I could finish it, they were both saying, resounding yes. And then, we've just been moving forward ever since. So,
well, I love it because I know I personally have talked a lot about the fact that, this has been an opportunity to do a lot of things that we've always wanted to do. And there are so many little blessings in, what has been a very difficult, challenging year for so many. So I'm so happy to see that the three of you are, doing something so special and so wonderful together. I want to break down just a little bit, touch on that a little bit more about what individually you bring to the table. Angela, you are the closet organizer. Affy, you're the stylist. And Lisa, you are the beauty maven. So Angela, you're a native Phoenician, 15 years in the fashion industry, as you kind of touched on. You've done everything from retail sales to fashion marketing, styling, event production. You've pretty much done it all. How would you define your style?
Well, my style has always been deeply rooted in classics. It is what I am drawn to. I am very feminine in the way that I dress. So every classic silhouette has a sort of femininity about it. I definitely am a dress person. I think some of the first times I start to wear pants, people are like, what are you doing? Dresses really define my wardrobe. I'm also, which you can't tell from Zoom, but I'm over 6 feet tall. And so I am absolutely, inspired by and defined in my style by my height. And so, while I find great garments, that's why dresses work a lot. And I always kind of tend to go towards the classics and invest in pieces that fit my body type. And people a lot of times will look at me and think, oh, everything looks good on you. But it's like, you have no idea. I tried on 50 things in order to find this one. And so, my height, absolutely, as much as I'd like to wear, mini skirts and little short shirts, they're just not going to work for me. And so the classic pieces have always been what I fall back on. And I really firmly believe in quality accessories. So whether it's a ring, whether it's your Chanel bag, investing in those pieces too can, take your outfit from 0 to 100, and it allows you to mix and match. And if you have those core pieces and those classics, accessories can just change it up, all throughout the season. You can wear the same little black dress, accessorize it differently, and you can wear it all year. So I definitely am a firm believer in the classics. And
excuse me.
No worries.
Excuse me. I have a tickle in my throat. Hang on one second. I wasn't going to pull out the Yeti, but now I have to.
Pull out that Yeti.
Wow. Okay. Something just creeped in my throat. So my voice is going to change a little bit, but the excitement is still there. What are your top tips? Because you mentioned investing, you mentioned accessorizing. What are your top tips when you're purchasing, those staples and when somebody's overhauling their closet? Like, what are some things they should be really investing in?
Well, my biggest tip is to always dress for your body type. And again, that goes back to why I dress and am the way that I am. It's because of my body type. And I feel like if you can find garments that fit you properly, and maybe that requires getting something altered, but fit and tailoring to your body type is probably my number one tip. And then as far as the pieces in your wardrobe, I mean, you can't ever go wrong with classics like, a good pair of jeans, your leather moto jacket, your classic Chanel bag. a great pair of boots. Those are really the baselines. And I think what's fun about what Lisa and Affy and I do is when we go into our clients' closets, we're helping them identify maybe those gaps in their wardrobe, and maybe identifying that they never feel like they have anything to wear because maybe they are missing those classic pieces. And so one of the steps that we do in our closet clean out process is really make a list, a staple list. And it doesn't have anything to do with season. We can invest in pieces throughout the season. I love shopping, so I'm not going to say that I only shop and buy a white blouse and jeans. Heaven forbid. I'm in like a holiday knit dress as we speak. But we really do make sure to go into and recommend to our clients, those pieces as part of our process to help them build that wardrobe so that they have the staples to fall back on. And then you can mix and match with the season or the trends, because we love them.
And the nice thing about living in Arizona is you can pull just about anything off any time of year. Almost. Yes.
Very little rules.
Yes, we're very lucky in that respect. Okay, Affy, you were born in West Africa, Nigeria, raised in North London, married a California native, and together moved to Arizona 13 years ago. You discovered a passion for fashion. You've been styling women for more than a decade, myself included. And you have this passion, which I love, for educating and informing people about what it has been like. What's it like living with type 1 diabetes? Love, love, love your authenticity. And I think that comes through when you're working with somebody and you're styling them. How would you describe your style?
It's so funny. I would describe my style as pretty much similar to Angela. That's why Angela, Lisa, and I got along so well, because we love skirts and we love dresses. I'm very feminine. I'm bold. As you can see, I love prints. I'm kind of like, I dress like my personality, just loud and proud, so to speak. So I would just describe as feminine. I do like that classic element, but mostly I go with the trends because that's where I find the most, joy in. But at the same time,
it's fun.
Yeah, it's so much fun. And plus it gives you like a guideline on what's coming up, so to speak. But I literally dress for my body type. I love, because I have curves, so I showcase them the best I can. I love dresses with like a little slits on the side that, really like enhances my curves so that I can look and feel my best self, because it's all about, being your authentic self and just owning it and also celebrating that.
Well, how do you go about helping a woman define her style if maybe she feels like she doesn't have style yet?
Definitely. So honestly, it's literally just to start with the classics. You just talk to them, listen more than, ask questions, of course, but it's always good to listen to the client to see, where they're most comfortable with. You find like their strengths or like the items that they want to hinder, and you just go from there. But I always pull from the classics, the blacks and whites, the LBD. You can't go wrong with that LBD, little black dress. Yeah.
Yes, I knew what that meant.
And yeah, we just go from there. And I'm one of those people that, I try not to push, but I like to give little nudges. So I would just give like the client, little like hints of like, maybe this would look great on you, or let's try this. And honestly, like most of the time, they're just always so flabbergasted because they would have never thought of that themselves. And that's what I love. I love putting color on people who don't like color. And
yes, I was going to ask you that, because there are some people who sometimes get stuck in a box. And how do you get them to, try to think outside of it, to experiment a little bit, to have a little fun? Because I know sometimes you might pull something out that I would have walked right by. And then you say, no, try it on. And it's fabulous.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. And honestly, it's really that. I start with like safe colors to start, because some people will only want to wear black, white, and gray. So I'll start with like a tan, and then we'll go to like maybe a navy, which is like similar to black. And then you just go from there. But it's honestly just about experimenting, and then just like having them try something on and just nudging them a little. And sometimes that's all it takes, which is great.
Encouraging them to take risks. Nothing wrong with that. Lisa is the owner of Lisa Moore Beauty. You're a professional makeup artist and personal stylist with more than 2 decades of experience with weddings and print and celebrity and photo ops and you name it. Regular on local TV lifestyle shows, key makeup artist for the Arizona Cardinals cheerleaders. I told you they all had such amazing experience. Also, you're very involved in various nonprofits and organizations that empower young girls and women. I feel like women, especially during COVID, are favoring less is more, and especially when it comes to their makeup. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. I feel like more than ever right now, it's more about self-care. I've noticed like more women are doing more skincare. we're taking more time because we have more time to massage our faces and use eye cream and tools and things to make us feel and look our best. Where before we were in such a rush to get out of the house to go to work, and or late nights, some people weren't washing their faces at night or taking off the makeup I applied on them because they loved it, or they had somewhere to go the next day. Or now they're not doing that. So they're taking better care of themselves. So their skin's looking better, so they don't have to wear as much makeup. And on top of that, we're wearing masks a lot. So the makeup that they're wearing is different. We're not wearing full coverage foundation and bronzer and highlighter and contouring, and we're not going to galas and events. So it's definitely a lot softer. And I've spent a lot of time during this teaching and educating women on individual Zoom lessons and a lot of virtual lessons, corporate, with lots of women who work for them on how to do their makeup for when they're wearing masks, virtual Zoom. And the main thing is teaching them how to soften it. It's so different on our camera, on our phone or our laptops than it is in person. And you can't wear the same heavy foundation or eyebrows or eyeshadow or black eyeliner, on this type of way. So now I'm teaching them go from black eyeliner to brown eyeliner and making sure they're blending and not doing, heavy contouring or too much shine to reflect too much light. There's so many tips and tricks that I share with them individually based on their needs, who their audience is, what their profession is. And that's where we customize our clients, because it's not a one size fits all,
No,
and
no,
so they're
it's
staying
not.
true to themselves too. If that's what they want, that's what they get, but I'll show them a better way to do it for the appropriate,
And it's just as important to invest in some types of makeup as it is with clothing. Would you agree with that?
Absolutely. You have to have the number one mistake women make is they have the wrong shade of foundation, and they can look very orange or very fair on camera. And you can have the best outfit on and accessories, and if your makeup doesn't look good, I always equate it to when I work on my weddings. The bride has on this most gorgeous dress, but their foundation is orange or not blended or looks messy. It ruins the whole look. So it's really important it's just a finishing piece to your wardrobe and styling, is your makeup has to be a part of that, and it's not all features right now. Like I always tell my clients, pick one feature you want to stand out. It's either your lips or your eyes or your skin, and everything should look balanced. So it's like when you're looking on camera, you don't just see bright red lips and nothing on the eye. So really teaching them how to fill in their eyebrows right now, and how to even out the skin tone without it looking heavy, and how to make them look like they're refreshed and awake when they've got little sleep or they're stressed, because everybody's super stressed right now. It's been a very stressful year. So I've been helping a lot with those things as well.
These things, yes. So now that you've all figured out how to make the best of this situation, and you're working together, you've taken an idea and you've pulled it together and brought it to life. What's the biggest lesson you've learned so far?
Oh my gosh. I mean, every day. I have spent my entire career so far working for someone else, right? I've had a career, and a great one that I'm thankful for, working, for corporate companies. And so every day is a lesson learned, because I'm now going on my own. I mean, I'm not totally alone, which is great. I've got my two partners, but going alone, I think every day you learn. And it's all on our shoulders, which can be the blessing and the burden all at the same time. But I had this moment when we launched on Instagram a couple of weeks ago, where we put ourselves out there for the first time. And it was the most liberating and motivating feeling that day, to see all of the positive response from our peers, from our friends, from people we don't even know, receiving this idea and this concept that we are building so favorably. And so the lesson is just to continue to believe in ourselves and put that work that maybe we gave to somebody else working, for corporate. And now we get to put that in ourselves. And that's pretty good.
It's so exciting. So how can people secure your services? The Power of Three.
We are on social media, Instagram, the Power of Three with the number 3 consulting. We're also on Facebook. We have a Facebook page, and our website is under construction, which will be done very, very soon. But yes, you can get through us that way.
Yep.
Okay, so once again, it's the Power of Three Consulting, and it's the number 3. And you are on Instagram, as Angela said. You rolled it out a couple of weeks ago, so everybody needs to go there and find you and support you. And I just love that you have made this happen, because I can't think of 3 more remarkable women to do something like this. So congratulations.
Thank you, Catherine. Thank you for having us. Appreciate
Yes, it's good to see you, ladies, and happy holidays.
Yes,
You
happy
too.
holidays.
Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. Cheerio.
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 Thanks so much for watching Conversations with Catherine. Please remember to hit the subscribe button, like, and comment while you're here. I'll see you next time.